As well-known Florida attorney John Morgan makes his pitch for a $15 an hour minimum wage, questions have been swirling on whether he benefits from those proposals.
The concern when it comes to lawsuits where people sue for lost wages, will they be awarded more money if they make a higher minimum wage? News4 Jax reporter Scott Johnson has been looking into this and has spoken to Morgan & Morgan about this. Scott is joining us live in the studio. Scott?
Well, Joyce, say someone makes $10 an hour and is in an accident and can't work for the rest of their life. Well, they would get a pretty hefty settlement, but it would be an even bigger settlement if they make $15 an hour. So you got to think these low-wage people who sue, well, they get a higher wage if the minimum wage goes up. But does attorneys like John Morgan get the same increase because they represent them?
It happens in all types of lawsuits: medical malpractice, car crashes, workplace injuries. People sue for lost wages, and many times those people make minimum wage or close to it. So if they get a bump to a $15 an hour wage, they can sue for a lot more. Rod Sullivan is a local attorney who says as a result, trial lawyers would make more money from each minimum wage earning client.
Personal injury to lawyers in general are going to make money on this.
Oh, absolutely. You know, the first $1 million of a personal injury fee is generally, the fee is generally 40% of the recovery. So yes, they're going to make about 40% of that increase.
Sullivan says on a hypothetical 19-year-old making minimum wage who gets a lifetime settlement for lost wages, he says that person could make as much as $480,000 more net if they make $15 an hour over the current $846. And an attorney billing 40% would get $192,000 of that. Not all cases would pay that much, but there is money to be made.
I ran a calculation. There are programs available where you can calculate the present value of future lost wages.
John Morgan, who's pushing for this, calls himself a compassionate capitalist. He says this minimum wage proposal will actually cost his firm Morgan & Morgan money because they will be giving their employees who make less than $15 an hour a raise.
I am in the business of making money, and I want to make a lot of money. And I'm not ashamed of that. And I believe I'm going to make more money by treating my people fairer, paying them more, treating them with respect.
He believes they will be more productive and have a better essential work life if they make more money. Now, I did ask Morgan & Morgan whether this is an indication that John Morgan wants to enter politics and maybe run for office down the road. So far, we have not heard a response. We're live tonight. Scott Johnson, Channel 4, the local station.